All right, hello, and my name is John Michael Collins. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode. Before we get started, the music you just heard is fun, it's upbeat, and in a way kind of depicts me. I would like to thank and give a very special shout out to my friends Marino and Noah Correa, who provided the music for this project. They're part of a company called Cinema Sonic, which is a company dedicated to providing quality audio and visual works for your next project. They're planning on opening a new studio in the Seattle area catering to professional-level podcast production. If you would like to learn more, visit their website at cinema-sonic.com. Cinema as in a movie cinema, -sonic as in supersonic.com.
Set do not disturb on. Balance my phone. Hi. If you are just joining, thank you for joining, by the way. This podcast is a personal and therapeutic tool I'd just call a vocal diary. It's a space for me to process my thoughts, explore stories I've had in the past, and just post them for anybody who might be interested and maybe to inspire you. I recognize that I've had a lot of experiences, and it would be cool just to bring people on those experiences, because what good is an experience if you're just experiencing something alone and you can't share it with someone? I am not doing this for any type of social gain or to be a better human. Like I said, it's just a personal, mindful, kind of therapeutic thing just to help me process. And it just feels like there's a lot more free space. Free space that I mentioned, I believe, in episode 1 and or 2. So if you get the chance, please do go give those a listen. Those are the only 2 episodes where I'll mainly just give a brief synopsis of me, other than the main stories. My max episode time is 20 minutes. I do have a disclosure that going on tangents may or may not be involved. This show is conversationally true to how I speak. All that means is I do go on tangents every now and then. I'm able to reorganize those things, but in my mind, that just kind of takes away from the organic and raw stuff. So here we go. Topic number 1. To when I was the tallest person on the train in Taiwan. This was summer of 2013. I went to Taiwan just for like a study abroad, which was very, very awesome. If you ever get the chance to go to Taiwan, please do. It's beautiful. The people are amazing. The food is amazing. I know people say that all the time about when they travel, but it's true. It's very, very true. So this school where we were was maybe like at least a half-hour ride west of Taipei, which is the capital of Taiwan. I probably wasn't the tallest person. I was definitely like tall enough to see that there were just a bunch of people up to my neck, and I stuck out like a sore thumb. And it was fun because when people look at you out of friendliness and you look back at them, you can share a smile. Sharing smiles with people is a super cool thing to do. I live in a part of the country, maybe this is part of all countries, where a lot of people don't like to make eye contact with you, and therefore you miss out on those smiles. And it's a bummer, because not only does smiling help you live longer, don't be afraid to make eye contact with people and smile at people, because there's probably nothing that will go wrong. You really don't have anything to lose by smiling at someone. Smiling is like the universal language for, hi, what is at the root of a smile? Why do people smile? Smiling is fun. If you smile a lot, it can hurt your facial muscles. Sometimes I smile like just showing my top teeth. I'm doing it right now. Hi. Completely pointless to the topic. It was sweet. Not because, like, I was above everybody else. I don't ever want to be above anybody. We were all created equal, and we need to understand that and hear that more. We all have our egos, our inflamed egos. I'm not pointing at anybody in specific. I'm not pointing at myself. I'm just saying generally that's an issue that obviously needs to change. And I pray that it does change, sincerely, because it takes everybody to make this world go round, to function. Without people, this world is just an art piece on display. People make it unique, people make it awesome, and they draw out the love. So whether your hair is blonde, whether your hair is black, whether you're tall, whether you're short, don't forget to smile at people. I'm smiling at you right now. Next topic. Who wrote this? Who wrote this list? I don't know if maybe you've noticed like a shift in my topics. I can't say exactly where it changed, but I know when I thought of the second list, it was just a lot different in how I was thinking about them, and I was trying to stick to the original DNA. I mean, this podcast is its own creature. It just really unfolds as it's going. To when I got a list of all my recent vaccines. I almost thought I didn't have it, so then what would be the point of not having a list of immunizations, an immunization record? I should probably get a new one of these. I don't think it's updated much. When was this printed? February 4th of 2014. Okay, at 11 a.m. Interesting. I'll get on that. Well, let's see if there's any interesting things on here. The last vaccine that's on here is a flu shot. I've definitely gotten a few flu shots since then. I know this is completely boring information, but it's a good thing to know. Keep your medical records close and updated. Because it's hard to be an adult, and when you're trying to learn how to do things by yourself, it's pretty hard. Try not to do things by yourself. And yeah, update those vaccines. Or update that vaccine list. Baby! So, next topic. To when I was an avid blood donor. 2010. This is something that has been on my list. Well, okay, it's been on my mental list. It jumps on my list and then it falls off my list because I remake lists sometimes. I have this cool list right now that like you can set a priority level for how important something is. I just want to take a moment and laugh that I'm talking about these things. You might think like, what's the purpose in it? Sometimes you do something and you don't know the full purpose of it, which is okay. I kind of feel like that for this in a way. I guess I'm exercising my ability to talk. Because at work I don't do a lot of talking. I currently work in the evenings. I'm having a one-way conversation, so I'm not really responding to another person. I'm responding to myself. And I know possibly many times you've said, okay, let's get to the point. Really, the point is the lessons. As we're talking, we discover them. Interesting. 2010 is when I started at Makokata High School in eastern Iowa. I had never given blood before other than like going to the doctor. And it just became like a really cool habit of mine to like actually donate blood. I was pretty like dedicated to it, but ever since I moved to Seattle, for whatever reason, it's gotten more difficult. And that was almost 3 years ago. So in that time, I've donated maybe only a few pints of blood. But overall, since like 2010, I've donated just over a gallon of blood, which is super cool to like think about and kind of weird to think about. I remember this one time, one of the first times in high school that I gave blood, there was this girl who was donating blood and she actually fainted. So like ever since that time, I had the fear of fainting while donating blood, and I had another fear, but I won't say that at all because it'll make you cringe. There was just like some personal satisfaction in giving. It just felt nice to know It takes all types of people to make this world function, to make it go round. You might have O negative, O positive, A negative, A positive. I'm A positive, by the way. Whatever type of blood you may have, you can help certain people. What type of blood is it that if you have it, you can help everybody? Pause. O negative blood. I don't remember what I was just talking about. But yeah, O negative blood you can give to anyone. Like, I guess a thought with that is when you have an abundance of something and you can give to others, you should. So let's shoot for 10 gallons. Yeah. Check in with me and next time you see me. Like, hey, have you scheduled a blood donation? And I'll be like, maybe? Or, yes, I have. Or, nope. Since Jesus is full of love, he pours his love out freely. And those who trust in him, they overflow with love. I'm not perfect at doing it because he is true love. True love comes from him. Next topic. Wow, we might get to 5 this episode. I guess the last few ones were pretty short. To when my Albanian friends gave me a red Albanian mug. This was 2015. I've been forgetting to say how old I was in certain things. I was born in 1993, so 2015 minus 1993. Math. Go. 22, by the way. I also mentioned the Albanian trip in episode 1, and my Albanian friends, you know who you are. I do miss you a lot, and I love you. Thanks for that mug, by the way. Again, thanks again. It's my favorite coffee mug that can probably hold maybe 10 ounces of liquid in it. Let's go check. So if you want to go on a math journey with me, I filled the cup 3 times with a little measuring container that was 118.4 cc's. That's 355.2 cc's. A cc is a cubic centimeter, by the way. 355.2 cc 2 ounces. Maybe you can beat me. 12.011 U.S. fluid ounces. Okay. That is very good information to know. That is a 12-ounce mug. As I was filling it, it barely overflowed. Not with love, but with water. Wow. I was wrong. I was 2 ounces off. What was I talking about? The coffee mug. I drink a lot of coffee out of it. I love coffee. Coffee is great. If you don't know already, coffee just tastes good. I believe in episode 1 I go on a story of how I enjoy coffee, so I'll keep from boring you in that again. I've been very, very scared for it to break, because it is very, very special to me. I think my friends knew too that I like the color red. They also bought me an Albanian scarf, which is also red. But also, maybe they didn't know my favorite color was red. But if you're listening, now you know that my favorite color is red, because it's the color of blood, and Jesus' blood overflows. That's not why I originally liked the color red. I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Why does it not work? I do not know. Maybe if I turn my phone on airplane mode. There we go. That'll do it. No more disruptions. Now you can enjoy this message in peace. What was I talking about? Wake up. Oh yeah, caffeine, coffee. If you have friends who like coffee, maybe you should buy them a coffee mug. Maybe, just saying. I'm not pointing at anyone specific. I know it sounds like I am, but hey, I already have a coffee mug. I have 2. I use one for tea though. I guess it's a tea mug then if I don't use it for coffee. One of my sisters said that she doesn't like associating things used for tea with things that are used for coffee. So I kind of do that as well. Like, I get that. I can dig that. Although during quarantine, I took the tea bags. I was drinking tea. I actually started drinking a lot of tea because I gave up coffee for Lent. So I wasn't drinking coffee. I started drinking tea. So I would take the tea bag and I would rip the tea bag open. I would shake the tea into my French press, then boil the water and put the hot water in my French press, let it steep, and then, pour it into my tea mug. And I guess, the purpose in me doing that was so I didn't have to, scoop out the tea bag. But with the other method, it took a little bit more time because I had to, rinse all the tea leaves off of it. So just use the tea bag method. Wow. Coffee mug. Yes. Next topic. To when I guilted myself into jumping in akull, ftohtë, which is Albanian for ice cold water. In 2015. Yeah, other languages are fun. I learned a lot of the language, just different words, and was able to have basic conversations with people. So right before leaving, I guilted my friend into going into the water by saying something like, I probably won't see you again for a long time, so you should do this. No. Okay, it's the other way around. How did this work? He wanted me to jump into the water. Okay. Gosh. I said, only if you do it first. Something like that. This isn't verbatim. Because I probably won't come back here for a while. And so you should do it. And so then he got into the water. He turned the table 180 degrees and boomeranged it back at me. And as the boomerang was it went past me, it came back, hooked onto me, and pulled me into the water. The ice cold water. Not akull ftohtë, ftohtë akull. It was very, very cold. I think it was the Adriatic Sea, or it was the Ionian Sea. See, you learned something new. Maybe I just inspired you to go to the Ionian Sea. Anyway, it was probably 9 or 10 p.m. I did have my shirt off, because why would you want to jump in the water with your shirt on? Other than, I guess it kind of helps insulate you. So I probably should have had my shirt on. Doesn't matter. But I guilted myself. This friend and I, we had a really good, we were super close during this trip. And I do miss him. I miss you. It was super special because there were also no clouds in the sky. And this was around the same time, if you heard my satellite story. If you're going to guilt someone into doing something, it'll probably come back at you, and you'll be guilted into doing it yourself. I wish I could give you a hug. I'll just say that. That'd be really funny if we all kind of forgot how to hug each other. Just seeing people, I don't know. Where do my arms, are you going to go left and I go right? Or how's this work? Are you going to do a side hug? A backwards hug where you're both back to back? That would be pretty cool. I want to try that. It's fun to see connections and thoughts. There's so much that we don't know about the human brain. There's so much that we don't know about life. Some things we'll probably never know about. How many thoughts are there? How many things can one person think about in their lifetime? And with that, I leave you.
I really want to thank you from the deepest part of my heart for tuning into this episode. Please feel free to share this with your family and friends and anyone and everyone you know. And also, if you don't mind, head over to my website, which acts as my creative portfolio, johnmichaelcollins.com.
I'm just a little frustrated now because I'm doing this so much and trying to put my mind into it, but just my mind can't make it perfect. It's what's natural.
Thanks for listening.